According to a survey by a company called John Burns Research, 71% of consumers said that the 5.5% interest rate is the tipping point. That is the rate to which they would not be willing to accept to buy a home. So what that means is you are going to see a heightened level of demand and a heightened level of competition in the marketplace when rates get to about 5.5%. That's a national statistic. Here, what I'm seeing locally in Columbus, I'm seeing a big difference between the high sixes or 7% and the low sixes. So my feeling is when we crack the 6% mark and get back into the fives with interest rates, we're going to see a very large increase in demand. And we still have a lot of demand relative to the level of supply that we have today. So if you are a buyer or you're thinking about buying a home or making a move sometime in the next, let's say, year or 2 years, you have to consider this. You're going to see more competition and a higher price when rates come back down below six and into the mid fives. That seems to be the level that people are waiting for. So factor that in as you're considering whether you were willing to accept, let's say, a 6.5% rate or something comparable to that today. You might save a little bit on the price. You might get some more contingencies in your offer, but you're going to take a little bit higher interest rate. Obviously the goal would be maybe you refinance it in a couple of years. Or less, but you've just to weigh those two options. What's better, fighting competition but getting a better rate, or vice versa? And maybe you can find a sweet spot somewhere in between. But I just found that to be a really interesting statistic and something that you absolutely should think about as a home buyer or somebody that might buy a home in the near future.